Have you ever felt that no matter how hard you try, no matter how much energy you pour into your goals, success always seems to slip right through your fingers? You begin something with excitement, full of passion and motivation, ready to give it your all. But before long, that initial fire fizzles out. Frustration creeps in quietly, and instead of pushing through the struggle, you abandon the path and shift to something new, convinced that maybe the next thing will be the one that works. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Let me tell you a story, one that may just change how you think about success, effort, and patience. There was once a young man named Alex, bright, full of energy, and always eager to start something new. But Alex had a serious problem. He lacked patience, deeply. He would enthusiastically begin a new project, pour all his focus into it for a few days or weeks, and then, the moment he didn't see immediate results, he'd give up. He would drop it and move on to something else. This cycle repeated itself over and over again, year after year. He tried his hand at several businesses, ventured into different career paths, explored various skills, but nothing ever stuck. He simply couldn't commit long enough to see anything bear fruit. Naturally, his parents were deeply concerned. Watching their son drift from one unfinished endeavor to the next broke their hearts. Eventually, they decided that something had to be done. They took Alex to meet a wise and well-known sage who lived a little distance away from the city. This sage was revered for his deep understanding of life and his ability to guide lost souls with clarity and calmness. Upon hearing the plight of Alex's parents, the sage agreed to help. He invited Alex to visit the ashram the following morning. The next day, Alex arrived, somewhat skeptical but curious. The sage greeted him warmly and invited him to take a stroll through the ashram's serene garden. Birds chirped in the distance, the air was fresh, and the earthy scent of plants hung in the breeze. As they walked, the sage asked gently, "Tell me, son, what's your favorite fruit?" Without hesitation, Alex replied, "Mango. I love mangoes." The sage smiled, nodded, and pointed to a nearby sack placed under a tree. "All right then," he said. "I want you to take some mango seeds from that sack and plant them here in this garden. Use the shovel if you need help digging." Obediently, Alex took several mango seeds and began digging into the soil. The task was harder than it looked. Sweat dripped from his brow as he toiled under the sun. After a while, he managed to bury the seeds properly and returned to the sage. Half an hour later, the sage turned to Alex and said, "Now go outside and check. Have the mangoes grown? Are the fruits ready?" Alex looked at him, puzzled. How could that be? We just buried the seeds a short while ago. It's impossible for fruits to grow so quickly. The sage simply nodded. "All right, then wait for a bit more. Go and check again after some time." Still confused, but obedient, Alex went out again later. He checked the spot, but unsurprisingly, there was no sign of any growth. Not even a sprout. He returned and reported back. "Nothing happened," he said. "Not even a plant has emerged. Something must be wrong." Pretending to be shocked, the sage said, That's strange. Well then, do this. Dig out those seeds from where you planted them and bury them somewhere else. Maybe the soil here isn't right." Though annoyed, Alex did as told. He dug up the seeds and replanted them at another spot in the garden. A little while later, the sage asked again, "Go outside now, son. Check once more. The fruits must have grown this time." Alex returned, his patience running thin. Nothing. Absolutely nothing has changed. There's still no fruit, no plant, nothing. He was now visibly irritated. "Can I please leave for home now?" he asked, exasperated. But the sage wasn't done. "Wait," he said. "Let's try something else. Maybe these seeds aren't good. Let's plant different ones. Maybe, just maybe, fruits will come out quickly this time." Now Alex had truly had enough. He threw his hands up in disbelief. "I can't believe this," he said. "You're supposed to be a man of great wisdom, and yet you're ignoring something so basic. It's common knowledge that seeds don't produce fruit instantly. It takes time, care, and patience. You have to water them, nourish them with sunlight and fertilizer. Only after days, weeks, or even months do they grow into trees and eventually bear fruit." At this, the sage broke into a knowing smile. Calmly, he looked Alex in the eyes and said, "Son, that is exactly what I was trying to teach you. You see, in life you're behaving just like someone who plants a seed and expects fruit the next morning. You begin a new project, put in effort for a few days, and then expect to see immediate results. When you don't see profit or success right away, you quit. You move on, start something else, and again, the moment it gets hard or slow, you abandon that too," he continued. "But success, my child, doesn't work like that. Just like the mango seeds you planted won't grow into trees overnight, your work too needs time. It needs nurturing, consistent effort, and most importantly, patience. You cannot keep uprooting your efforts midway and expect them to produce results." Alex stood there, speechless. The metaphor had struck a chord deep within. For the first time, he realized the flaw in his mindset. He took the sage's words to heart. Upon returning home, he chose a new business idea, not with fleeting excitement, but with renewed understanding. This time, he committed himself fully. Day by day, he worked patiently, facing challenges and learning from failures without giving up. And slowly but surely, his efforts began to pay off. His business grew, his confidence grew, and in time, Alex became a successful man. The truth is, Alex's story is a reflection of many of our own lives. We often sow the seeds of our ambitions, but forget to wait and care for them with patience. We give up too soon, abandon our efforts just before they begin to bloom. But success, like a tree, doesn't sprout in a day. It needs roots to grow strong. It needs to weather storms, endure seasons, and be nurtured with consistency and care. Remember this: patience and persistence are the real roots of success. You can't hurry the process, you can't force results, but if you trust the process, stay consistent, and refuse to give up, your efforts will eventually bear fruit. Success doesn't come overnight. It doesn't arrive on demand. 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 It doesn't to struggle, and to keep going even when nothing seems to be happening. As the renowned author Joyce Meyer once said, patience is not the ability to wait, but the ability to keep a good attitude while waiting. So keep your attitude right. Keep your hope alive. Keep showing up every day. Be patient, be persistent, and just like those mango seeds, watch your dreams slowly take root and grow into something magnificent.